The rain had been falling all afternoon, a cold November drizzle that painted the small town in shades of gray. People hurried through the streets, their umbrellas like moving shadows, each person desperate to escape the chill. But one man didn't rush. Daniel slowed down as his daughter tugged on his sleeve, her small pink raincoat making her stand out against the wet concrete. "Daddy," Lily said, her voice soft but urgent. "Look." Daniel followed her gaze toward the bench near the closed bakery. There, huddled beneath a torn blanket, sat a young woman. Her clothes were soaked through, her hair clinging to her pale face. A paper cup lay beside her, half filled with rainwater, not coins. Daniel's chest tightened. He'd seen her before, maybe once or twice near the park, but never like this. She was trembling, holding her knees to her chest, trying to stay invisible. "Come on, sweetheart," Daniel said gently, trying to guide Lily past the sight. "She'll be fine." But Lily didn't move. "Daddy, she looks cold." Daniel sighed. His daughter was only 7, but her heart seemed older, kinder. Since her mother passed away 2 years ago, Lily had grown attached to helping others, stray cats, lost toys, even lonely neighbors. And Daniel, who worked long shifts at the construction site to keep their small apartment running, often wondered if his wife would be proud of how gentle their little girl had become. He hesitated for a moment, rain dripping from his jacket. "Maybe we can give her something warm," he finally said. They approached slowly. The woman didn't look up until Lily stepped closer and said softly, "Miss, are you okay?" The woman blinked, startled. Her eyes were tired, rimmed with red, but beneath the exhaustion was a quiet dignity. "Oh, I'm fine, sweetie," she whispered, her voice shaky. "Just a bit cold." Daniel crouched down, offering her a paper cup of coffee from his hand. "Here," he said. "It's not much, but it'll warm you up." She hesitated, glancing between him and Lily. Then she took it, her hands trembling around the cup. "Thank you. You didn't have to." "It's okay," Daniel said. "What's your name?" "Maya." "I'm Daniel. This is my daughter, Lily." Lily smiled. "Hi, Maya." That simple smile seemed to break something inside Maya. Her eyes filled with tears. She tried to blink away. "Hi, Lily," she murmured. Daniel noticed the way she winced when she shifted, the bruises on her wrist, the way her shoes were worn through. She couldn't have been older than 25. "Do you have somewhere to go?" he asked. Maya shook her head. "Not tonight." He glanced at the darkening sky. The rain wasn't stopping, and the temperature was dropping fast. A decent father would walk away, teach his daughter about boundaries, about not bringing strangers home. But something about Maya's quiet voice, her trembling form, made him stay rooted in place. Lily tugged his hand again. "Daddy," she said softly. "Can she stay with us?" Daniel froze. He looked down at Lily, whose big brown eyes mirrored her mother's compassion. Then he looked at Maya, wet, fragile, and exhausted. I can't let you do that," Maya said quickly, sensing his hesitation. "You don't even know me." Daniel swallowed. "She's right, Lily. We don't." "But it's raining," Lily insisted. "And Mommy always said we should help people when we can." Her voice cracked slightly at the word, "Mommy," and Daniel felt his heart twist. He ran a hand over his face. "All right," he said finally, exhaling. "Just for tonight." Maya looked up, startled. "No, I can't. You'll freeze out here," Daniel said firmly. "I have a couch. That's all I can offer." Maya bit her lip, torn between pride and need. Then she nodded, whispering, "Thank you." They walked through the rain together. Lily kept close to Maya, chatting in her innocent way about her school, her favorite cartoons, and the cookies she and her dad baked on Sundays. Maya listened quietly, nodding now and then, though her mind was elsewhere. She hadn't been inside a warm home in months. When they reached the apartment, Daniel handed her a towel and some of his ex-wife's old clothes that he'd kept packed away. "They might fit," he said awkwardly. Maya took them, her eyes soft with gratitude. "Thank you, Daniel." I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything, he replied. Bathrooms down the hall. Warm up, and then we'll get some soup. When she disappeared into the bathroom, Daniel leaned against the counter, rubbing his temples. What was he doing? Bringing a stranger home? He could practically hear his late wife's voice, half scolding, half proud. Lily was already setting the table, humming. She's nice, Daddy, she said. She smiled when I told her about my school play. Daniel smiled faintly. Yeah, sweetheart, she seems nice. When Maya returned, clean and wearing dry clothes, she looked different, still fragile, but human again. Her damp hair framed her face, and though her eyes were tired, there was a flicker of warmth in them. They ate quietly, the sound of rain against the windows filling the silence. Lily chatted about her upcoming art competition, while Daniel and Maya listened. For the first time in a long while, their little kitchen felt full again. After dinner, Lily yawned. Daniel carried her to bed, tucking her in as she murmured sleepily, I like her, Daddy. Can she stay tomorrow too? He brushed her hair back. We'll see, pumpkin. Sleep now. When he returned to the living room, Maya was sitting on the couch, staring at the flickering candle on the table. You can stay here tonight, Daniel said. I'll grab you some blankets. Maya nodded, eyes glistening. You and your daughter are kind. I don't know why you're helping me. Daniel shrugged. Maybe because someone once helped me when I had nothing. She looked up. Your wife. He hesitated, then nodded. Yeah, she believed in helping people. Guess some of that stuck. Maya smiled faintly. She sounds like she was special. She was. The night passed quietly. Daniel lay awake in his room, listening to the faint sound of rain and wondering who Maya really was. Something about her eyes told him there was a story, a deep one, hidden beneath silence. By morning, the storm had passed. Sunlight spilled across the small apartment, catching the golden strands in Lily's hair as she crept into the living room. Maya was already awake, folding the blanket neatly. Good morning, Lily chirped. Maya smiled. Morning, sweetheart. Did you sleep well? Lily nodded. Daddy's making pancakes. Maya's stomach growled softly. She hadn't eaten a real breakfast in weeks. Daniel appeared, holding a pan. Morning. Hope you like chocolate chips. Maya laughed quietly, covering her mouth. You didn't have to go all out. It's Saturday, he said. That's pancake day. They ate together again, this time with laughter, Lily's giggles filling the air. For a moment, Maya forgot she was homeless. She forgot the cold streets and empty nights. After breakfast, Daniel offered her a ride to the shelter. But Maya shook her head. I'll find my way. I don't want to be a burden. You're not, he said firmly. If you need help getting back on your feet, I can ask around for work. My boss sometimes needs help at the site. Maya's lips parted in surprise. You do that for me. Everyone deserves a second chance. Her eyes welled up. Thank you. She left later that morning, promising to stay in touch. But the apartment felt emptier without her. Days passed. Daniel found himself glancing at the park bench every evening, half expecting to see her. Lily asked about her constantly. Did Maya find a home? Did she get a job? And Daniel wished he had answers. Then, one rainy evening a week later, someone knocked on the door. When Daniel opened it, Maya stood there, dry this time, her hair pulled back neatly, holding a small grocery bag. Hi, she said shyly. I wanted to say thank you. You helped me when no one else did. He blinked. Maya, come in. Inside, she handed him the bag. It was full of homemade cookies. I got a part-time job at the bakery. The owner remembered me from when I used to work there before. She hesitated, her voice trembling. Before things got bad. That's great, Daniel said, genuinely smiling. I wanted to bring these for Lily. Lily came running from her room, squealing when she saw her. Maya, you came back. Maya laughed, hugging her. I promised I would. From that day, Maya began visiting often. Sometimes to drop off cookies, sometimes just to talk. She helped Lily with her art projects, and Daniel noticed how her laughter slowly returned. One evening, after dinner, Maya finally told them her story. She'd been engaged once, to a man who seemed perfect until he wasn't. He controlled everything, her job, her money, her freedom. When she tried to leave, he left her with nothing. No home, no family to turn to. Daniel listened quietly, anger and sympathy mixing in his chest. Lily reached over and took Maya's hand. "You have us now," she said. Tears slipped down Maya's cheeks. "I don't deserve you to." "Yes, you do," Daniel said softly. "Everyone deserves a place where they're cared for." Over the months that followed, Maya became part of their small family. She found full-time work, saved enough to rent a small room nearby, but she still came over every weekend. Lily adored her, drawing pictures of the three of them together, calling her Aunt Maya. Daniel tried to ignore how warm the apartment felt when Maya was around, how her laughter filled spaces that had long been silent. One snowy night, months later, they were decorating the Christmas tree together. Lily was hanging paper stars she made at school. Daniel stood by the window, watching them both, his daughter and the woman who had once been a stranger in the rain. When Maya caught his gaze, she smiled, that same shy, grateful smile from the first night. Daniel smiled back. "Hard to believe you were sitting out there on that bench not long ago." Maya looked down, her eyes glistening. "I still think about that night. If you and Lily hadn't stopped." He stepped closer. "You'd have found your way somehow." She shook her head. "No, Daniel, you saved me." Lily, hearing the words, turned and hugged them both, her little arms wrapping tightly around them. "Mommy would be happy," she whispered. Daniel felt his throat tighten. "Yeah," he said softly. "I think she would." Outside, the snow kept falling gently, coating the world in white, clean, quiet, new. And inside that small apartment, warmth bloomed where loneliness used to live. The man who thought he had lost everything found hope again. The woman who had nothing found a home. And the little girl who believed in kindness was right all along.